All right, guys. Today we got to talk about it. 3 potential transfers from Texas A&M to the University of Oklahoma that can happen now that Jimbo Fisher is no longer the head coach at the University of Texas A&M. Now, I do want to say we are making this video prematurely. We're talking about guys that have not hit the portal, and we don't even know who the head coach at Texas A&M's yet. So a lot of this is going to be speculation, but I see you guys in a lot of live streams so far in all of my videos that have came out. You guys are asking, hey, can we go get this guy? Can we go get this guy? So I'm going to put my thoughts out here. We're going to see how y'all feel about it. So y'all know the drill. Join the discussion. Jump down in the comments below. Give me your thoughts on the 3 players that I think Oklahoma could potentially chase if they hit the transfer portal from Texas A&M. So for some reason, you've been living under a rock. You all know that Jimbo Fisher, he got fired by Texas A&M. He's getting paid $76.8 million, 19.6 or I think something like that in the next 30 days. Outrageous amount, right? The only job is coaching where you could do a bad job and get paid tens of millions to get fired, right? Now, I was looking through the 2021, the 2022, the 2023 class for Oklahoma, and I was thinking, who could Oklahoma go out there and grab? And we're going to talk about the 24 class here at the end of it, so make sure you stay for that. And the first player that, of course, I had to look at was Gabriel Brownlow-Dindy, because for a lot of you that have followed Oklahoma recruiting, listen, this kid was committed to Oklahoma for a long time, right? He decommitted on December 6th after Lincoln Riley left Oklahoma in the dust. So Gabriel Brownlow-Dindy, in his time at Texas A&M, only 1 tackle, half a sack. It hasn't been great. Gabriel Brownlow-Dindy has not had a chance to see the field, and you even heard last offseason that there might have been some unhappiness for Gabriel Brownlow-Dindy. Now, in high school, this was a guy that had over 85 tackles, 47 and a half tackles for loss, 18 and a half sacks, 3 forced fumbles. You understood why he was a 5-star because he had quick hands. He was explosive. His athleticism and at the point of attack off the line of scrimmage was incredible. He had a great motor. He was versatile. He had great strength, great size. This was a guy that you looked at and said, he's probably going to be able to come in and he's going to be able to play at the Power 5 level day one. Unfortunately, just in that stacked defensive line class for Texas A&M, he hasn't really got a chance to see the field. So Gabriel Brownlow-Dindy, that's the first one that I think you got to watch. The lightning in the bottle on the defensive line. Second off, another name that you guys might not be familiar with is Deuce Harmon, the redshirt sophomore, the defensive back. He plays corner out of Corinth, Texas. Actually went to Denton Guyer at 5'10", 185 pounds. This would be a guy that, hey, depending on who leaves and who stays in that room, I could see Jay Vulai and Brent Venables and this staff going out there and kicking the tires around and seeing, would he be interested in coming to Oklahoma? Not to mention, you would imagine if Deuce Harmon still has any ties to Denton Guyer, Oklahoma has done a really good job at recruiting that school. So you've got your connection there. And you've got a new defensive-minded staff where maybe Deuce Harmon out of high school wasn't considered Oklahoma now. Deuce Harmon out of high school was the number 201st ranked player in the 214th ranked player in the 247 composite rankings. 4-star kid. This is one where this season he has a total 12 total tackles. And this is a guy that, hey, he could make a difference, right? He'll be a little bit older, come in, bring some experience. Deuce Harmon, the cornerback, I think you should pay attention to him. He'd come in with 2 years of eligibility, I believe. All right. And then the name everybody wants to hear, David Hicks, right? The defensive lineman, the 5-star defensive lineman out of the 2023 class, 6'5", 290 pounds. Dude is an absolute monster. Out of Katy, Texas. Remember, this one seemed like it was coming down to Oklahoma down the wire. And remember, Steve Wilfong even fonged him to end up at Oklahoma. So when you look at David Hicks, he's got the height, he's got the body weight. Dude's hands are just extremely large. So he's going to be able to violently throw offensive linemen to the side to be able to get to those quarterbacks and get in the backfield and cause havoc. The only problem is, will David Hicks' dad be a problem in the way to get him to Oklahoma? David Hicks took many visits to Oklahoma, an official visit on November 19th of 2022, and his career in high school, 202 total tackles, 57 tackles for loss, 24 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. David Hicks, of course, the name everybody wants to pay attention to. Now, you might ask, well, who could be some other names? Honorable mention, I said, depending on who the running back room looks like, if anybody hits the portal, maybe you kick the tires on Reuben Owens. It's hard to say whether he would hit the portal or not. The dude originally committed to Louisville and then ended up flipping his commitment to A&M. The Louisville commitment was a little weird to begin with because he took so many visits to A&M before that. And then additionally, you look at, I'm going to put it out there, Walter Nolan. There was maybe some smoke around Oklahoma and him last year. Maybe it was to just get some more money from A&M because A&M definitely probably paid him a little bit more to stay. If Walter Nolan hit the portal, though, I'd favor Georgia or Alabama there. Now, some of you guys might be asking about Levius Overton. I've heard that that's done. That ship has sailed. Now, you might ask about 2024 class. What's available for Oklahoma there? Obviously, you were in the recruitments for Terry Bussey, and you were in the recruitment for Dominic McKinley. I've said this multiple times, and I'm going to stick by it. If Dominic McKinley actually ends up decommitting from Texas A&M, which right now it seems like that commitment's going to stick, but if he ends up decommitting from Texas A&M, you could see Oklahoma maybe try to kick the tires, but Texas is probably the leader. Terry Bussey, on the other hand, that's the one where I think Emmett Jones and the staff have developed a good enough relationship to where if he ends up decommitting from Texas A&M, you almost look at Oklahoma and go, they're the gosh darn favorite. Obviously, you got to pay attention for LSU and Texas in this recruitment for Terry Bussey. But for Oklahoma to get a guy like that on campus, a guy that could play either defensive back or wide receiver, a guy that's just completely versatile, got to love it. But guys, I want to hear from you, and I want to hear what y'all's thoughts are around the 3 players that I think Oklahoma could go out there and grab if they hit the transfer portal. And additionally, if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like and hit that subscribe button.